What up, everybody? This is Double G for the Fight Game Podcast, special bonus micro pod, where I ask Dave Meltzer from the Wrestling Observer who he thinks is going to advance in every match of the New Japan Cup. We basically break down his bracket March Madness style. John and I were supposed to do this last night on the episode that we recorded, but just so much stuff, and then we kind of forgot, and we were trying to shoehorn it into next week, but had an ace up my sleeve and asked Dave to give his thoughts. So at least we got Dave's thoughts, and John and I will be back next week, sort of with our thoughts on the first round of the tournament and who we think is going to go forward, and you know who we had as winners. So if you haven't listened to the show from last night, it's up there. Also, just another shout out to the podcast that Duane and I do called The Fabulous Four on the great four welterweights of the 80s: Leonard, Duran, Hearns, Hagler. We did the second to last podcast, and we're kind of thinking about when we're going to do the final episode of the whole series. So that's all up there. You can check it out all on anywhere where you listen to the Fight Game Podcast. So without further ado, we are going to hear about Dave's New Japan Cup bracket.
Give me a hell yeah! I said give me a hell yeah!
Center stage on the mic, and we putting it on wax. It's the new style.
All right, Dave Meltzer is here with us. We're going to go over his New Japan Cup bracketology for March Madness New Japan style. Dave, okay, so we'll just go match by match. We'll get your first round winners, then we'll take it all the way to the finals, and your predictions of what's going to happen in this tournament.
Okay, sure.
All right. So first, we'll start on the left side, and I don't know exactly when these, like what the order of the matches are going to happen, but the bracket that I have has Nagata and Ishii for the first match.
Right. So this is one that can go either. Well, I mean, I would say probably 70% of the stuff or 75% of the stuff here can go either way. Mm-hmm. And they're going to book a lot of upsets. I mean, Ishii's the clear favorite.
Right.
I think that probably I just don't think beating Ishii in the first round makes sense. So I'm going to go with Ishii there.
Okay. And then Honma and Taichi.
Yeah, I think pretty strongly Taichi. I just think that Honma, I think it's pretty clear, you know, Honma's a shadow of what he once was, and Taichi's a guy who they're really pushing to a certain level. They want him not necessarily to be a top four guy, but, you know, maybe, you know, one of those guys that is at that level that occasionally can be, you know, one of the top guys and will win some matches in G1 and things like that. So, So yeah.
Next matchup is Nakanishi and Yoshihashi.
Yeah, I don't think it really matters who wins, but Yoshihashi, you know, Nakanishi's not really in the picture anymore. He's just a guy, you know, that got 32 guys, so Nakanishi makes the cut at that point.
And then Juice and Chase Owens.
Yeah, so probably Juice. I can actually would not be shocked to see Chase Owens win, just because it feels when I'm watching the stuff that they kind of like want to push him a little bit, and like that kind of an upset would be good, and then it would set up Juice and Chase for the U.S. title. But if it's me, I don't beat Juice with Chase, so Juice, yeah.
And one of the best first-round matchups, Okada and Michael Elgin.
Yeah, I just don't see Okada losing in the first round. No way. I mean, he's got to go to the finals. So, yeah, got to go with Okada there.
Now, I know that, you know, this tournament is probably very intricately booked.
I think so.
You have matches like, you know, we'll talk about this later, but Ibushi and Naito and Okada and Elgin. But then there are other matchups where it's like, sort of non-star versus non-star.
It's not Nakanishi against Yoshihashi.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's not seeded.
Right.
Like a tennis tournament. It's completely different. It's booked to have, Nagata and Ishii, just as an example, has like been something that they've been booking since January that they haven't been able to do anything with, just because. So it makes sense to put them here, and Okada and Elgin is probably there because you want like a really hot first round match, and those guys will probably kill it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so then we have Nichols and Hikuleo.
Hikuleo, yeah. I got to go Mikey Nichols on this one. I mean, we'll see how he does. But Hikuleo, still pretty green.
Will Ospreay and Bad Luck Fale.
This is a real interesting one because I could see this one going either way. I mean, Will Ospreay's hot. He's coming off of a great match. He's getting really popular. When that thing ended yesterday, it was, he was like kind of positioned as one of the big five guys.
Mm-hmm.
Fale has big size edge, and God, it's like I would book Will Ospreay to win, but I think I'm gonna pick Fale. I think that they, it's too bad in a sense because every Will Ospreay match is gonna be fantastic, and you can't say that about every Fale match. But I just think that maybe with interference or something like that. I just see Fale. I don't know. I'm picking Fale on that one.
So then Hanari and Lance Archer.
Lance Archer. Hanari's really, really good, but they're not giving him, he's not getting pushed or anything right now.
Okay, so now we go to the other side, and we have Tanahashi and Umino.
Yeah. Tanahashi for sure. I mean, I don't think there's any.
That's a pretty easy one.
Yeah. That's probably the most obvious one for sure.
And then
Tenzan
against Taguchi. Because he's subbing for the injured David Finlay.
Okay, so I think that for sure Finlay would have beaten Tenzan the way this is laid out, and usually if Gedo picks a replacement, he's going to kind of go in the same direction. Mm-hmm. So this one could go either way, and quite frankly, that whoever wins is losing in the next round of Tanahashi anyway. So. You know what? I don't know, man. I could go either way. I guess I'll go with. It's a hard one to pick.
Yeah,
it really is. Boy, oh boy. I mean, Taguchi's so much better. I guess I'll go with Taguchi.
That was probably the match.
This is really that was a really hard one to pick.
There are a couple that are kind of split, but that one was definitely one of the ones that were split of the brackets that I've seen.
I can see that because it's like this. That was probably my hardest pick of all.
Okay, so next matchup is Ibushi and Naito, and
that's going to be the match.
Let's just say that if Naito wins this match, everybody's bracket goes to hell.
Really? Because everyone thinks Ibushi's winning?
I've seen, in the brackets that I've seen one person pick Naito, and everyone else has Ibushi, and most everyone has Ibushi going to the finals.
Okay. I will go with Ibushi as well. I think that I just don't see beating him in the first round. But it's weird. Naito's going to have to win something. But you know what? Like maybe Naito's going to win the title this year or something.
What's the time limit on these matches?
There's no time limit. They're all no time limit. So, I would think that like that. This one would probably go 20-25. Mm-hmm. I don't think they're going to go 40 or anything like that.
Evil and Zack Sabre Jr.
This one's another pick'em, but
again.
Evil just beat him, so I think everyone's going to jump on the idea that Zach wins. And the fact, to me, Zach needs to go far in this tournament. Mm-hmm. So, Zach.
And the brackets I saw was mostly all Zach.
Yeah. I think so.
Makabe and Colt Cabana.
That one can go either way. I'm going with the idea that Cabana is just kind of like a name that they've thrown in. So I'll go with Makabe.
Okay, and now Yano against Davey Boy Smith Jr. in quite a contrast of styles.
Yeah, complete. That's a tough one. Okay, so the winner goes against Makabe. So I'm gonna go with Smith because of that. If it was Cabana, I would go with Yano. Mm-hmm. And then Yano and Cabana would be the total comedy match. Yeah,
right.
But if you go with Makabe, I think that you go with Smith, just because I don't see them Makabe and Yano against each other because they're tag team partners.
Kojima and Suzuki.
I will go with Suzuki on this one.
And another really great first round matchup, Goto and Sonata.
Yeah, really great. I could see this is a tough one too, because Goto was really in the spotlight, but Sonata's like a rising star. Sonata. That one could go the other way, though. Really could go the other way.
All right, so on to the next round. You have Ishii and Taichi.
Taichi.
Ooh.
Just because I think where they go next. I hope not. I hope I'm wrong. Believe me. I'd watch 100 Ishii matches before I'd ever want to see a Taichi match. But
Yoshihashi against Juice.
gotta be Juice. Gotta be in that one. I mean, I'll say gotta be, but I would not. Juice is on the way up, and Yoshihashi's going nowhere, so I gotta go with Juice on that.
And then Okada and Mikey Nichols.
You got Okada for sure.
And then you have Bad Luck Fale against Lance Archer.
Wow. Bad Luck Fale.
So we get Fale and Okada in the next round.
Yeah.
Okay, so on the other side, Tanahashi and Taguchi. You already said Tanahashi.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
And so Kota against Zack Sabre Jr. God, they're putting him through. They're putting Kota through the ringer, man.
Wow.
He doesn't get any layups.
Wow. So Coda's going to be so hot if he goes to the finals. This could be, wow.
I mean, imagine beating
Because you'd have to beat Tanahashi and Zack.
Naito, Zack, and Tanahashi.
If he gets to the finals, he has to beat all of them. Wow. Wow. Coda, though, yeah.
Okay, and then in the next round, next matchup, Makabe against Dave Boy Smith.
Makabe.
And then Suzuki against Sonata.
Real hard. Real hard. Man. I don't know. Sonata. Go with big. That'll be a big win for him.
And then if we go to the Elite Eight, we have
This tournament actually, when I look at this from this is a pretty damn good tournament. Once you get past the first round,
some of these matchups. Like if in a lot of tournaments that historically non-New Japan, the ones that I've watched, you would have like a couple did double disqualifications because one guy you don't want to beat him and double count out.
But New Japan's not gonna do that.
I know. That's what's great about it.
Yeah. This is actually going to be once they get past. I mean, there's some good first round matches, but this is actually once we get to this 8, I think that we're going to have some killer matches.
Yeah, like there's no Hogan and Andre like double count out.
Yeah. Or Greg Valentine beats Ricky Steamboat so he doesn't wrestle Randy Savage.
That was the worst.
Everyone thought that. I mean, because we thought that was like a lock. How can you not do that match, right? And they didn't.
Steamboat was surprised that he wasn't going to face Savage because he thought...
Of course, because it made all the sense in the world.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know. I remember that one, but they were both baby faces at the time, so that's why they avoided it.
And Randy could have got his win back.
Yeah.
Taichi against Juice to make it to the Final Four.
Juice. Because I'll scream if Taichi gets that far.
And then Okada and Fale.
Wow.
I can't believe you have to think about this one.
I do. because Okada just beat Fale. And but I guess Okada, yeah. Yeah, you can't pick against Okada.
And then the other side, another ridiculous match, Tanahashi and Ibushi.
Ridiculous. I mean, that's one of the greatest matches I ever saw. The one that they just had at the G1.
That's why I'm just like,
Yeah, why would you put?
I'm just wondering
I
why
wonder-
you would have that in
Okay, so someone, I could see someone beating them. I mean, I could see.
I mean, you'd have to have Taguchi or Tenzan beating Tanahashi.
No, cannot. I think Tanahashi's in there no matter what. But I could see. So it's possible it ends up being Zack, and then Tanahashi beats Zack.
Mm-hmm.
That is possible, or even Zack beats Tanahashi. But I guess since I went with Ibushi, Ibushi again.
And then on the other side, we have Sonata and Makabe.
At that one, I think I definitely would go with Sonata. Wow, what a tournament this is going to be. Because, Ibushi and Sonata, the match that they had before, holy crap. That match is going to be incredible.
So final four, Juice against Okada.
It's got to be Okada.
And then Ibushi and Sonata.
Wow. You really think they're going to go with like the dream matches all the way through with no upset?
In the NCAA basketball tournament, they would call that chalk. Yeah,
because everyone expects Ibushi to win, but I could see because they'd like to throw in ringers and stuff like that. I mean, I really could see Sonata winning this one. I really could, because just to go against the grain and not, but yeah, Sonata.
Wow.
Yeah. Just I just don't think they're going to go with Okada and Ibushi like in that position. You know what though? Let me take that one back. You know why? Because if it's Sonata, everyone's going to know Okada's winning. Where if it's Ibushi, they're not going to know.
Yeah.
So and also to build excitement for the Garden, people are going to be like thrilled, because it doesn't matter who wins at that point if you got Okada and Ibushi, because yeah.
So Ibushi.
Ibushi and then Okada going over. That's what I'll pick.
And if so, for a tiebreaker, I've been asking people for overall how long the match is going to be.
Okada and Ibushi?
Yeah, the final.
33 minutes.
All
It's
right.
a match of the year too.
So now that we've just gone over at least the first round, like what's the first round matchup that you're looking most forward to? I mean, I'm guessing Ibushi Naito.
Yeah,
But there are other good ones too.
Ibushi Naito, Nagata Ishii, I just think is going to be like a real good one as well. But and Okada and Elgin, but Ibushi Naito, I think will be the real, that'll be the real big one. But God, some of the stuff in the tournament, every Ibushi's whole tournament is incredible.
I know. I mean, again, this is booked very sort of smartly. It seems like they're setting him up to go against like all these killers.
Yeah. I mean, that's why he could win, because that's what they did with Zack last year, was they put Zack in a situation where you go, well, gosh, Zack submitted so many guys, he can certainly lose in the finals now because he's already made, and then he won the finals.
Yeah.
So, very often, I mean, the New Japan Cup isn't like G1 is about like a super hot guy wins because he's going to main event the Tokyo Dome.
Yeah.
Whereas New Japan Cup is about like a weaker guy being elevated, which is why like Okada winning New Japan Cup would be so unusual. Mm-hmm. But I think that because it's the Garden, I think that makes I think that in the idea of Gedo, when you're doing your first show ever at the Garden, Jay White's opponent's got to be someone really strong. But so here's the thing. If the idea is a long title run for Jay White, and Jay White's been looking really good, I don't see him beating Okada again. So at that point, you can go with Ibushi and Jay White beats Ibushi. And so it's basically the mentality of, do you want Jay White to be champion, for a big long year run type of a thing, to establish Jay White as this top 5 guy in the world, or is this just a way to get the belt back to Okada, who's your franchise? If it's a way to get it back to Okada, the best thing to do is Okada wins at the Garden. If this year is to establish Jay White for the year, then you keep Okada away from him because Okada will be the guy to, I think, probably beat him down the line, and in that case, then you put Kota over.
So, I also imagine that there's opportunity for, because they have a lot of the younger guys in the tournament. Opportunity for some of these guys to maybe get a little shine themselves. Is there anybody
Umino
against Tanahashi?
I think Umino and Tanahashi is going to be a great match, even though, I think it'll only go like 12 minutes or something. I don't see Tanahashi going 21 minutes with a guy or anything. But I think that it'll be really good because Tanahashi will. It's just a great match for him to have. For his career, to lose to Tanahashi at this level, the way that the match that'll probably be worked. So I think that match will be very, very entertaining.
How do you think someone like Mikey Nichols fits in? NXT, and then he leaves, and he's sort of tossed in here. I mean, he hasn't been on any of their other shows yet, right?
No, this will be his debut.
His debut back.
He was a couple of years ago. He was at a Tokyo Dome show. And, but I mean, he was a Noah guy, and that's when them and Noah had their working relationship. And I think that they would, it was to set up Smith and Archer going to Noah against, Mikey Nichols and Shane Haste, Shane Thorne now. And they had that feud in Noah. So that was what that was all about. But they were a good team. They're a good team in NXT. They just didn't really, they never turned the corner. That's really all there was. It just they got that big push after the injury thing, and then they got the vignettes, and then they just kind of gave up on them because they're missing something. They're like with WWE, it's like the guys are all technically good wrestlers, or a lot of the guys are. So just being a technically good wrestler isn't enough. Whereas in Japan, if you're technically good, then you don't really have you're a really good team and you can do a good 20-minute match, then they'll I mean, there's still hits and misses and stuff, but yeah.
Right. So it looks like this tournament's going to start in a couple hours from when I post this, but so they go 4 nights in a row.
Yep.
Then they take a night off. They come back for 2, take a night off, come back for 2, and then they take 2 nights off. And then they go 2 days in a row, and then the finals. So, I mean, you got a couple days off here and there, but there's going to be so many shows.
Yeah. But after this is going to be the hard week with the 4 matches.
Yeah.
After that, it's 2 matches, two good matches a show. And
for those completists who have to watch every show, though, in full.
I'm not going to watch every show in full, but I am going to watch my goal is to watch every match in the tournament.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
Me too. All right, thanks for doing this. It was fun. So we have it down. You have Okada beating Ibushi in the finals at 33 minutes.
Yeah.
All right.
All right.